What's up, guys? Today I'm going to take a look at how I made Nepo my latest single, and also how I used moments to make the song more interesting for the listener. To start off, the whole workflow of the song centered around a sample. It's called The Haunted by the Clicks. Clip. So right when I heard those first chords, I knew, okay, I could sample this. I chopped it up. I put it onto my keyboard. This is how I had it. So this is the first thing I did. Then I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. I could go off of that. The second thing that I always like to do, it's usually the first thing, is the drums. Pictured it kind of like a sloppy, drunk, groovy, Smino type pattern. I ended up with this. So then, I came up with the melody and you know that you got it, babe. Sitting in your mama's lap, fucking all your daddy's money away. This is where we add the first moment. Okay, the first moment is about to happen. So I knew I needed some sort of turnaround every 4 bars or 8 bars. Something that would, make this interesting. So I could do a chord change. So going from the... And then I was like... Ooh, yeah, that could be the thing. But we could make it like... Transitions perfectly back into the E right there. I was like, you know what? We should really pimp that out. So I added 808s here too. So once I figured that moment out, I was like, oh, this song is going on my album. I got to pimp out the second half of this. So that's where the live bass came in here. And on top of this, I was like, it sounds kind of like country. Let's do some slide. Real hillbilly shit. And I was like, oh, but we can't do this cool turnaround. We can't do that a second time in a row. What can we do here? So I just yelled the second. Hey. I was like, hey, that's a good enough transition. And when the hook comes in, it's the same chords. And you have me playing the chords too. You have the drums, the guitar, the bass, and the hook. It's really not that complicated, but we put in so many little moments that it keeps it interesting throughout. You wanna be a star. This is just a lead and a harmony. These weren't even recorded with a good mic. Sometimes when the energy is just really good, you should not redo the vocals. And Kari taught me this. Okay, and then the post hook is where it's like, okay, everything and the fucking kitchen sink. This is a big fucking moment. I love doing this with post hooks because I think it gives you something to look forward to every time the hook comes around. The drums, they have these ghost snares in them. It adds a lot more flavor. You have this sitar that's just doing this one note, kind of gives it this like Nirvana feeling. And then you also have this sampled sitar, which I chopped up. And then from the hook of this click song, I was like, oh, that's a sick vocal run. Pulled that vocal out. Then we have, these distorted chords happening in the back. This is my favorite type of fucking guitar sound. Just this nasty trailer trash, burning your garbage. Great sound. And then we have these ahs in the back, which are all these are all different ahs. All together, man, this is probably why it's one of my favorite songs I've made. It takes you there, And then we get to Cooley's verse. And I can't just have the beat be the same as it was when the song started, because that would just be so cookie cutter and boring. We need to switch it up. So I was like, okay, Cooley's verse, rap verse. Usually when there's a rap verse in a pop song, people are like, oh my god, let's put 808s and trap drums over it. And they're fucking stupid to up the ante and the aggression of the song, but to also have it fit Cooley's rap verse. I took the live bass and I made a crunchy ass version of it. Yummy. Wow.
Exerted no effort to get to the peak. Got to the top, they saved you a seat. Sharing a surname or swallowing seed. Laid on your due.
And here we start getting a few more moments. Again, the sound and the music in this song, it changes to whatever the vocal does. It doesn't force the vocal to do a certain thing.
It's the fee. Hey yo, Timberlake over Timberland. Going Hollywood.
Even over here,
Can play. Okay, let's go like nah, never.
that drum fill never ever happens in the song ever again. It's custom to this moment. And all while he's rapping, you have these backs going in the verse.
Okay, let's go like nah, never.
Just give it a little extra beef, you know? Then we go back into my part. It's like, okay, we're back in this. But second time this section comes around, how do we keep the same energy, but bump it up a little bit? Give it a little more aggression. And the answer usually is just vocals. We did these backups. And then. We're building up to this big ba-na-na moment again. So we have these. On top of that, we also have this riff that's. And people will ask me, how does this fucking tone sound so good? Let me tell you, this is not an advertisement. This is the MXR Blue Box. This shit is an octaver, and it makes it sound like that. Well, you can hear this later in the song too. But I use this pedal all over the upcoming album. I mean, that tone is just like all this like blues rock. People love that tone. You know that you are my bad. Really badly recorded harmonies, but you know what? The energy. We're back into the hook again. And we know that we're looking forward to this big exploding moment. Except this time, it's not the exact same. We fucking added scratches. Let's go. Shout out to DJ Buck Rogers for adding these scratches. It really made my heart feel full, man. Real DJ scratch. Then we get the final element of the song, which is a guitar solo. And here is that MXR Blue Box again. And that's pretty much the song, guys. A lot of moments happen in this song, and that's what kind of keeps it interesting, even though at the core, it's just kind of like a pretty simple song. But I do want to tell you how I made the intro and the outro, which the intro, what I mean by this is this, what is that, right? Like, what is that? How am I doing that? It's this plugin that you can get for free. It's called Pocket Dimension. It's by Freak Show Industries. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the fuck it does. It's like a repeater, a reverb, and it just makes everything kind of sound like you're on a crazy fucking acid trip. All you have to do is click and drag to a certain part of whatever image pops up, and you'll see what happens. As far as I'm concerned, it's completely fucking random. The intro and the outro of the song, you know, I may never be able to recreate that pattern again. Crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember to include little moments in your songs to make them a little more interesting, especially if they are just only have 3 chords. And as always, take my advice with a grain of salt. Yeah, stay cool.